Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be spending some time on the Chroma 61509 programmable source. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start the video by going over a little bit about the unit. Then we'll move to the front and the back of the system. And then finally, we'll go ahead and we'll start up our computer and we'll take a brief look at the software. The Chroma 61509 is a 6 kVA programmable source providing both single and three-phase power. The unit we're using for today's video includes the soft panel option A615007. All the different models can be referenced on page 6 of the datasheet, which I'll put a link in the description below for. Let's go ahead now and let's spend some time talking about the capabilities of the Chroma 61509. Alright, here's a breakout of the different models ranging from 3 kVA all the way to 6 kVA, as well as the available accessories on the Chroma website. As you can see from the model column on the left, the 61500 series has the most functionality, including transients. For individual specifications of the different models, go ahead and reference the datasheet on page 5, and I'll put a link for that in the description below. Now let's go ahead and let's take a look at the front of the unit. Here you'll find the front of the Chroma 61509 source. Let's go ahead and let's start from the left side of the unit and let's work our way right. All the way on the far left side, we have our USB connection. Just below that, we have the power switch. To the right of both those, we have our display, and then around the display, we have a series of soft keys. Next to that, we have our rotary knob, and then just below that rotary knob, we have our cursor keys. As we work our way to the right, we have our function keys, and then finally, all the way on the right, we have our numeric keys. Let's go ahead now and let's get the unit turned around and take a look at the back of the system. Alright, here's the back side of the 61509. Let's go ahead and let's start from the upper left corner. There we have our master slave ports for paralleling multiple units. Next to that, we have a series of external connections in green. Working our way right, we have our Ethernet, USB, RS-232, and GPIB interface connections. Looking at the bottom section of the unit, we have our power input terminal on the left, and we have our output terminal on the right. Finally, just next to the output terminal on the right, we have our remote sense. Let's go ahead now and let's get the system started up and take a brief look at the software. Alright, here's the Chroma software used with the 61509. We've purchased the soft panel option, which will allow for all the functionality. Looking at the starting display of the software, we have the different functions in buttons along the top. This starts with list and ends with the save as and option all the way on the right. Looking down below the function buttons, we have the fixed menu displayed. This is the default menu for the software, and when you open different functions and hit back, it'll take you back to this menu. As we work our way down, you can see we have a section showing a visual representation of the criteria, and below that, different sections to change the associated levels. We're not going to walk through all the different function menus and criteria. However, let's go ahead and let's take a quick look at IEC 61000-4-13. Here's the menu for IEC 61000-4-13 testing. As you can see, we have a series of tabs along the top. We're currently in the individual harmonic and inner harmonics tab. On the left, we have our waveform graph simulation, and on the right, we have tabs for individual harmonics and inner harmonics. Right now, we're in the individual harmonics, odd harmonics, non-multiple of 3, and the class 3 tab. As we switch from class 3 to class 1, the graph simulation will also change to reflect the different levels. We can see a significant difference in the distortion of the waveform from class 1 to class 3. Now let's go ahead and let's click on class X, which is the user-defined class. Alright, that should complete the video today on the Chroma 61509. We began the video by walking through a bit about the unit and this series of power supplies. Then we spent some time on the different connections on the front and the back of the system. And then finally, we took a brief look at the virtual panel and spent some time on IEC 61000-4-13 testing. We hope this video has been useful, and please keep us in mind if you ever need to rent the Chroma 61509.